Hello everyone, welcome to Shalom TV. I'm your host, Aaron Herman. We're here at the Kosher Food Wine Experience, New York City, hosted by Royal Wine. This is an opportunity to check out the best kosher restaurants and wine on the market today. Let's take a closer look. This is really a fantastic event. You have so many different wines and caterers and restaurants. How do you put it all together?
Well, this is our second year in Chelsea Piers, and our second year of doing it a collaboration with all the restaurants serving the food and all these wonderful wineries serving the wine. We're getting better at it. The problem is we're selling out. We sold out of this event last week, Tuesday. The amount of calls, begging and pleading, can I get in? It's unbelievable. So that's become our problem. Our success has become so overwhelming on this event that it's quite honestly it's turned into a problem. It's unbelievable.
And so, you know, Pesach is coming up. What's some of your favorite wines and what do you recommend?
That's always a tough question because favorite is really depending on the day. I just had a wine called Flor de Flor from Capsanes. Capsanes is a wonderful producer from Spain. They started out as a kosher winery, then they went non-kosher, but they still make a certain part of their wines into kosher. Their Paraj Habib, which is about a $60 wine, rave reviews, 90+ ratings, consistently with Robert Parker. They just topped that. So on top of their Paraj Habib, they came out with a Flor de Flor, which is going to be about $80. I just had it. It's magnificent. Actually, there's still some left in my glass. Espresso, mint leaf, so deep, so rich. The wine will age for 10 years at least. Herzog is releasing tonight. Tonight is the debut of the single vineyard Oak Knoll. Every year we introduce a new single vineyard. Now people say, single vineyard, I didn't hear of that. The reason is we produce a very limited amount. 250 cases. We introduce it tonight. It's sold out tomorrow night. Done. So at this event, we take orders and it's done. So if you're into the wine collection and you want to learn more about wine, single vineyard Oak Knoll is magnificent. We're introducing Gamla Reserve. Peter Stern was the founder of Herzog. He was also one of the founding winemakers of Golan Heights Winery. We commissioned Peter to go to Israel, and find the best wines he possibly can for the dollar, because we're all about value. No big deal to make just high-end wines. He went to Israel. He made two magnificent wines, which we're introducing tonight under the label Gamla Reserve Cabernet and Gamla Reserve Merlot. $20 retail, and I can tell you it's hard to get a better bang for your buck. Unbelievable wines.
Yeah, no, especially now when people are more conscious about what they're spending, especially on wine. So it's just having options that are higher end or lower end, but really that middle part is really critical.
Absolutely. It's all about the QPR, quality price ratio. Like I said, just to make high-end wines, it's not what we're about. We make Baron Herzog, $10 to $15 wines, every single one of them worth every single dollar you'll spend on them. So you're absolutely right. It's not just about super premium wines, although that's a lot of fun to talk about, but in reality it's all about value. Everyday wines, $20 wines, $15 wines, $10 wines that are worth their money. That's what matters most.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time. And there's a right way and a wrong way to drink and smell and really experience the wine.
Well, because of the fact that about 70% of your ability to taste flavor, not taste, but flavor, comes from your sense of smell. You want to first take the glass, and if you take the glass and put it on your hand, like this if you don't have a table, and this is about the right amount, you're going to swirl it, and what you're actually doing is you're actually going ahead and you're going to volatilize, you're going to bring up those aromas into your nose, and then you're going to take a sip, and then you're going to breathe through it, and that's going to bring even more of those flavors. That's called retronasal breathing. I mean, that is the term. So you're going to see the oak, you're going to see the fruit component. By doing that, that gives you the experience of the wine. And then, the other thing is you're going to look at the color. Is it the right color for the year of the wine? Is it cloudy as it isn't cloudy? That's about it for that.
And what are some wines that you're recommending for like Passover?
Oh, for Passover, there's quite a bit of a range. If you want to serve something for someone who may only want to drink something that's slightly sweet, you may do something with the Jeunesse. We have a Jeunesse. We have a young Cabernet Sauvignon that spends all of its time in stainless steel, has about 4% residual sugar, works out really well with a number of different things that you might eat during Passover. Also, it's a nice wine wine for someone who doesn't want to drink something totally dry. If you want something dry, the 2008 Alexander Valley Cabernet Sauvignon from Herzog, great value, nice price point. It's a reserve, but it's still about $35 in California. New York, I'm not positive. That's about 40% brand new oak, some of it American, some of it French. That'll change the flavor profile. And there's many others. This entire table here, there's about 50 different wines that the Herzog family produces in California that we send out. So there's a price point for everyone, a lot of things for Passover. Everything we make, kosher for Passover.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
Appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about your favorite wines.
Well, I don't know if you're familiar with the evolution of kosher wines over the last 25 years. Definitely winemaking technology and the move toward quality has really been developing. And right now, for example, I'm working on some reserve wines from Israel that are very high quality, selected vineyards, well-run winemaking and so forth. And I think more and more of that you're seeing in the marketplace today, and you're seeing a lot of that around here tonight.
Passover is coming, and everyone is trying to find out the right kosher wine for their table. What do you recommend from like the higher end to the lower end?
What I recommend is whatever you enjoy. There's no specific brand, no specific variety. There are people who still like sweet wines. That's fine, perfectly fine. There are a lot of great, more expensive, of course, varietal wines out there if you're interested in drinking those, and you have the right food to accompany them. So there's not a specific recommendation I'd make except a matter of taste. That's all.
Sure. And as I said, it's been an evolution, really, of winemaking has changed. What are some of the things that you've seen have improved the way that people make wine?
Well, I think the main thing is growing grapes properly. That's the beginning. Selecting the right piece of property, selecting the proper variety to go on that piece of property, proper rootstock and so forth. Without high-quality fruit, you're never going to have high-quality wine. And there's really been a great effort among all kosher producers to find really great vineyards. And that definitely is reflected in the quality of the wine we're seeing now. Also, the move to better cooperage, more controlled winemaking, higher quality control. The development of palates, that is just the ability to taste wine and understand what you have in the bottle. All of that has developed really in the last 20 years. And again, as you see tonight, there's a lot of that out there right now.
Great, well, thank you so much for your time.
Of course, our Kiddush Club up in Rockland County, during a Haftorah, forget about it. This is my mission, to find the best in the East. And every year I come back. This is my fourth year, and I bring people with me, and I see more and more people that I know here, and have a wonderful experience.
Capçanes is a tiny little place in the southern part of Barcelona. Yeah, so 400 inhabitants, high up in the mountains, old wines. Here, the wine I'm talking about now, Flor de Flor, it's from 1905. So those vineyards have been planted 105 years ago, and older the vineyards are, lower the yield is, and richer the fruit is. Yeah,
it's really important when you have the right taste to your wine.
I think all the most important is the balance. Yeah, when you do nowadays, there's some wines that are simply over extracted, so you have to be a little bit careful because it can be quite tricky. If you go too much for the richness, it might be a little bit tiring when you taste it. So balance is very, very important issue, and particularly when you talk about Garnacha, but also about Carignana, which you can't see now in the back. Those varieties, they have a nice tannin structure, but the tannins, they are not hard, they are not masculine, they are not aggressive at all. And then what's also important is to have a certain acidity level. And acidity finally is the one which is cleaning your mouth, and it's inviting you to continue to go for the next glass.
Right. And what's the price range?
We start at Capçanes. We start at $20, and then $45, and the high selection is at $80.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. So walk us through what we have here.
So here again, we got the vegetable pakors. We have different ones: potato, we have spinach, eggplant, and cauliflower. And I get our samosas, the vegetarian samosas, inside with different vegetables, peas, potatoes, other minced items. Here we have chicken tikka masala, which is a staple in the Indian cuisine. and our chicken biryani. Rice mixed with chicken and various vegetables, served at a medium to mild spice. You can find anything you want at Shalom on Bay. You can find mild dishes, you can find medium to spicy dishes, and those who dare super spicy even. We'll make it happen.
And that's so important because a lot of times when you go out, you have people that are vegetarian, meat lovers, spicy, not spicy.
Some people get timid and say, I don't want anything so spicy, but we'll make anything you like mild and to perfection.
Tell us a little bit about what you have here.
Okay, so it's 12 spice rub, and then we smoke the brisket for 12 to about 16 hours. Very slow, low, mainly fruit wood smoke. And then after it comes out of the smoker, we smother it with barbecue sauce and continue in the oven for another 4 to 6 hours, just till it completely breaks down and melts.
And when you take that first bite, it has that seasoning just pops.
Right. That's the 12 spice rub. And that's what really gives it the character. But the smoke and the low and slow puts it where it needs to be.
Great. And what are some other stuff you have here?
Okay, so we have seared tuna. The seared tuna is with a smoked garlic and cilantro aioli. Again, when we're smoking the briskets, we'll put some garlic in the smoker. And then when that comes out, we simmer it very, very gently in some extra virgin olive oil. And then fresh cilantro goes into the aioli there, make a little mayonnaise mix. And we serve that over jicama and mango. And a little cilantro microgreens on there. And it's all it needs.
And to clean your palate, you have some fruit here.
Right. We've got melon balls here. We've got honeydew and cantaloupe, and we macerate those in a ginger and lemongrass syrup. So this time of year, we let them sit for about 5 days. So the flavor completely penetrates in and tenderizes them.
So for each day, the flavor just what's the process?
Oh, it grows. I mean, we start with a simple syrup with the lemongrass and the ginger, so that's really, really intense, really flavorful. The melons go in, and it takes a few days. In the summertime, they only need to really macerate in there for about 3 days, because the melons are very sweet and they're very, they're almost more porous. They're softer, so the flavors can transfer in.
And you have cholent here also.
Oh yeah, we've got Texas cholent, which utilizes again the smoked brisket. It's got veal ribs, marrow bones. We also put a little pastrami in there. And do that Texas style with a little bit of barbecue sauce also. So that's it's really unique, especially with the smoked brisket. It gives it a flavor I don't think you really catch anywhere else.
Great, thanks so much.
All right, thank you.
Desserts is really a critical part of a meal. And you got some really interesting desserts on the table. Tell us a little bit about what you have here.
Well, tonight we're featuring all par of desserts for the event. We have meringue drops, we have sugar cookies that we did in the shape of fish, we did some snickerdoodles, which are cinnamon twists that are fabulous, we did some brownie bites, we have, of course, some of the most favorite, the French macarons, and we have our miniature cupcakes.
And presentation is critical. I mean, you can have like a cupcake and have a cookie. When you just put it down on a plate, the look is important.
The look is important, but of course the most important thing is when that first bite is and you taste it and people are coming back for seconds and thirds, so we know we got a winning success here.
So what is your favorite pastry?
Oh, God. Honestly, that's a tough one. I'm a chocolate person, so I like the brownie bites, and I also like a lot of our dairy stuff, which isn't here, but brownies are very good.
Right. And I just the colors here are just popping, and it's just you just want to. You can see like the richness, the sugar, and how it's a creative but delicious process.
It is, and that was a lot when we set out to do all of our tables. We do a lot with looking at colors and seeing how it's going to interact on the table. So we're not too dark in any one area, and then we bring the color. So, like you said, it does pop.
Great. Well, thanks so much for your time. As you can see, the Kosher Food and Wine Experience was an amazing event with some great food, it's great wine. This is Aaron Herman, and thank you for watching.